Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most game-changing pieces of NFL offseason news this year. We've got whispers coming out of league sources that could shake up the NFC West, and more specifically, it involves the Seattle Seahawks and their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now I know what you're thinking. What's the big deal? Well, it's about a potential trade, and not just any trade. It's about the Eagles potentially sending a key piece of their offensive line, Lane Johnson, to the Seahawks in exchange for a second-round pick in 2026. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't just a rumor. It's based on murmurs circulating among NFL insiders, and if it comes to fruition, it could have massive repercussions for both teams and the entire division. Let's unpack this. The Eagles, sitting at a 4-4 record but facing a serious cap crunch after their recent restructure of a $255 million deal with Hurts, are apparently looking to make a move. They're currently about $6 million over the cap for 2026, and they need to free up assets. Their priorities seem to be shifting. After allowing 26 points per game, it's clear they're trying to rebuild their secondary and bolster the run game, especially with the buzz around trading Barkley. But more than that, they're also looking to get younger along the offensive line, and Lane Johnson, who's been a cornerstone for them since 2013, could be the piece they're willing to part with. Now, Johnson at 34 is still performing at a high level. His PFF pass block grade is an impressive 88, 5 career-wise, and in 2025 he's been among the top 10 offensive tackles with a grade of 87, 9 overall. He's allowed just 1 sack in 8 games this season, and his run block win rate is an incredible 82%, which puts him in the elite category. He's been a Pro Bowler 6 times, and even now, he's still a dominant force, reminiscent of the prime Trent Williams with his mobility and zone scheme prowess. So why would the Seahawks want to make this move? Well, the Seahawks are sitting pretty at 5-2, but their offensive line has struggled recently, allowing 2.8 sacks per game largely due to injuries. Haynes, their key tackle, has been out with an ankle injury, and that's left them vulnerable. They're looking for stability, especially on the right side of the line, where Cross has been inconsistent, grading 79. 2 from PFF and accruing penalties. Seattle's management knows how critical protecting Geno Darnold is if they want to take the next step. An addition like Lane Johnson could provide that anchor. Imagine him lining up on the right side next to Cross, creating a formidable wall that would significantly decrease sacks allowed, dropping from 2.8 to around 1.8 per game. That's a huge difference, and it would elevate the entire offense, especially in their passing game. Now, think about the impact on the Seahawks' run game. Rashad Penny's absence has been felt, and with Walker III averaging 4.7 yards per carry and rushing for 620 yards in 2025, having a stable, experienced tackle like Johnson could open up even more lanes. His stability would help the Seahawks run the ball more effectively, pushing their rushing yards per game over 120 again, and giving Darnold more time to find Metcalf downfield in play-action situations. It's not just about protection, it's about elevating the entire offensive scheme and reducing turnovers, which have been a concern. Darnold has been sacked 22 times after all. And here's the kicker. This move could seriously boost the Seahawks' Super Bowl odds. Right now, their chances are around +2, 500 according to BetMGM, but a trade like this, bringing Lane Johnson into the fold, could see that number plummet to around +1, 200. That's a massive jump, roughly an 80% increase in their chances of winning Super Bowl LXI. Why? Because with Johnson anchoring the right side, the Seahawks' offense becomes more consistent, more explosive, and more dangerous against tough NFC defenses, especially the 49ers, who are notorious for their pressure rate of 40%. Johnson's addition could be the difference maker in pivotal games, boosting their offensive productivity by around 14% and shifting the division and conference landscape in their favor. Let's talk about the broader implications. The Eagles, by trading Johnson, would be shedding a veteran presence, but it's a calculated move. They'd be freeing up cap space and acquiring draft assets that could help rebuild their secondary and develop younger players. Meanwhile, the Seahawks, with about $21 million in cap space, would be making a strategic move to solidify their offensive line for the stretch run. They're already looking to address the right tackle position because Cross has been inconsistent, and his PFF grade of 79.2, coupled with 7 penalties, shows room for improvement. Adding Johnson would not only stabilize the line, but also send a message to the NFC West and the league that the Seahawks are serious contenders, not just in the short term, but for the foreseeable future. Now let's consider the impact on the division. The 49ers, currently a dominant force, would face a more formidable Seahawks team with Johnson in the lineup. Their defense, which pressures at a 40% rate, would find it even more challenging to generate sacks against a line anchored by Johnson and Cross. The Seahawks would be able to run the ball more effectively, protecting Darnold better and opening up more deep shots to Metcalf, especially in play action. This evolution on offense could add around 2-5 wins in projections, turning a good team into a serious NFC contender. And honestly, that shift could be what pushes Seattle over the edge, transforming them from a playoff team into a real Super Bowl threat. Of course, all of this hinges on whether the trade actually happens, but the signs are there. The Eagles need to make tough choices, and the Seahawks are in a prime position to capitalize on this. A move like this would be a statement, an indication that Seattle is willing to do whatever it takes to compete at the highest level, to protect their franchise quarterback, and to chase Lombardis with everything they've got. It's a fascinating storyline to watch unfold, especially given how well the Seahawks have been playing this season, and how much a single player like Lane Johnson could tip the scales in their favor. And let's not forget, the NFL offseason is always full of surprises. Teams are constantly reevaluating, making moves that can redefine their future. For the Seahawks, acquiring Johnson wouldn't just be about adding a player. It would be about signaling their intention to contend seriously this year and beyond. It would be about solidifying the foundation, building a more resilient offensive line, and giving Darnold the protection he needs to unlock the full potential of this offense. And if they do get him, it could be the catalyst for a deep playoff run and maybe even a Super Bowl appearance. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now I want to hear from you, Seahawks fans. What do you think about this potential trade? Do you believe Lane Johnson could be the missing piece to bring another Super Bowl to Seattle? Or do you feel the Seahawks should focus on other areas in the draft or free agency? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion really matters, not only to us, but to the Seahawks organization as they consider their next moves. As always, I'll be back soon with more updates, rumors, and deep dives into everything Seahawks related, so stay tuned. This team has a rich history, and with moves like this, the future looks brighter than ever. Thanks for watching and go Seahawks.